What's up, Paracrews? I'm Paradomics, and welcome back to Ponytale Adventures. Now, I kind of forgot. In the last video, you may have heard the music is a bit low, and thank God for that because I forgot that this game has been using copyright music, which is, related to MLP, and I kind of have to lower the music just so I don't get copyright claimed like before, and then I'll be forced to, stop using my audio. Oh God, wait, I clicked forward by accident. I might end up muting myself in the process. So here we go again. We're continuing in Ponytale Adventures, and this time we're gonna meet Rarity. So I don't know if Rarity's the last pony we'll meet here, or we'll meet more like Rainbow Dash or Fluttershy, but it all depends though. If any pony here is keen of fashion, then you'll know that this is where the talented fashionista Rarity comes up with some of her most unique creation. Rarity? Wait! Doesn't she own a boutique in Canterlot and in Manhattan, too? Rarity is known far and wide for her beautiful dress and fashionable taste. Why, this very ascot about my neck was hoof-stitched right here in this very shop. A couple of the ponies in the crowd, ooh and ah, suddenly the sound of a ringing bell fluttered by your ears. I've got the door, sweetie. Group continues around the other side of the shop. A pair of ivory white males are exiting. The younger of the pair hauling a small wagon that looks just a little too big for her to handle. It's a chock full of bolts of cloth and silken fabric. The mare holds the door open with her rear hoof as the filly hauls the cart, her face cherry from the strain. Old ivory mare, are you sure it's not too much, darling? It's just fine. Rarity, I can do this. Well, alright, if you insist. The mare turns her head to the crowd. A look of shock overtakes her as the sea of the entire tour right behind her. Oh, hello. Welcome to the Carousel Boutique. The fashionista strikes a dazzling pose for you, and the tourist, trying to make herself as photogenic as possible. Several camera bulbs flash as she demonstrates her pose. Was that her? Huh? You bet. Wait, let me save first in case that's a bad thing to do, which the game says it is. But no. Overtaken with her beauty, you couldn't help but make a cat call. It seems to bolster her confidence a bit. She even gives a quick peek to see where it came from. With a confident grin, she winks at you. You can hear your own heartbeat in your heart. Though her pose is regal, she still looks anxious that the tourist group was able to sneak up on her. But a few more camera flashes as she holds her pose for a moment. You watch the door close behind her, trapping her younger helper back inside the shop. Ah! I'm Rarity, the sole proprietor of the Carousel Boutique. It's an absolute pleasure to meet you all. Here, right now. Miss Rarity, what a welcome surprise! You're designing the banner for this year's tour of the town picnic, is that correct? Ah, but of course! All of the banners, streamers, flyers, and decorations are my responsibility. Thankfully, I'll have some extra help this year from my beautiful little sister, Sweetie Belle. Rarity gestures to a vacant spot by her side. Miss Rarity? Rarity looks down and notices that Sweetie Belle doesn't seem to be present. Oh my, well, she was right here. Where did she? A muffled voice shrieks from inside the shop. Rarity! You were supposed to hold the door! Rarity's eyes glows large, with a surprise as she realizes she shut the door on her sister's face. Her cheeks turn a shade of red rosy. Oh dear, my apologies. But we'll have to keep the situation succinct? What was that? Succinct? I don't know. There's still much work to be done, and a little with which to do it. It was a pleasure meeting you all, however, briefly. I hope to see you all at the picnic this afternoon. Certainly. Come on, ponies, let us continue the tour. Thank you again, Miss Rarity. The mare puts on a bright smile, though you can clearly see the guilt in her eyes. She looks back to the door with occasion as she waves the group goodbye. Oh, what? That's it? As the group turns about and continues down the path, Rarity scrambles to open the door to her shop. She rushes inside. Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetie Belle. I didn't mean to let go of the door. Well, maybe if you didn't kick up your hooves and pose for the tourists. I like how Sweetie Belle doesn't have like a MLP movie version of herself. And they just use like the original one. I said I'm sorry. It's a bit of a habit of mine. I mean, I really didn't mean to let go. The muffled exchange trails out as the group continues down the road. A cute ornamental fountain draws nearer as you make your way through the town. Tents and stands litter the area as you head into the marketplace. Around you, two-story houses, each adorned with cute thatch roof and several wooden door shutters. You see a mare open the shutter on her door and smiles at the group passes on by. Just to think, one of this will be mine in just a bit. A sense of giddiness builds up inside you as you imagine stoking the fireplace on a cold winter's eve and reading some books in a comfy rocker by candlelight. Rustic vision swirls about your mind, drawing passion from your heart. You start to imagine having a special pony of your own stopping by your place, maybe even living with you. Your mind wanders and imagine how she would be, or what she might say to you after a hard day's work in the field. Your nose boops to a pony's butt in front of you. She looks back over her shoulders and lets out a surprise, whining as you jump back. Hey! Sorry. Be more careful. It seems like the entire group came to a sudden halt in the middle of the road. You trot up next to the mare you bumped and see a rather amusing sight unfold before your eyes. A timid yellow Pegasus with long pink mane dashes after a young bunny that seems to be enjoying the game of chase. One of the bunny's parents is squeaking at his son and in a decipherable rodent language. The Pegasus is graceful in her steps, but woefully slow in her chase. She runs by the mayor in panic. I'm sorry! It's no trouble at all, Fluttershy. Please take your time. You pushed ahead to get a better look at what's going on. She begs and pleads for the young rabbit to stop zipping about, looking exhausted as she tries to keep up with him. Her hoof... Nope. Okay, that's not a very appropriate way of displaying it, but you know, there are ponies, what could we do? Her hoof clips as a small divot on the road, sending her tumble face first to the ground, her tail flipping over her head and from the fall. Okay, thank God I'm playing the safer work version, and I'm semi-blocking this. Some ponies in the group chuckled. The other ponies tried to stifle their laughter as the bunny herders get back on all fours. She immediately throws her tails down, then shaking her head to clear her vision. The bunny she was chasing seems to have been caught by his rather disappointed father, who holds the struggling youngster with four paws. Dusty and dazed, Fluttershy freezes when she realized the size of the group that just watched her bit the dust. Her cheeks burn as she tries to scoot off to find cover. Unfortunately for her, there doesn't seem to be any convenient places to hide. Recognizing her embarrassment, the mayor tries to make things better by putting a foreleg on her back. Good visitors, this is our foremost animal expert and operator of Fluttershy's Ponyville's exclusive animal sanctuary, Fluttershy. Please give her a warm round of applause for wrangling this tricky bunny. The whole group, yourself included, clap your hooves to the cobblestone to try and make her feel better. Her wings extend to cover her face in shame. That's adorable. You can't help but feel sorry for her. She seems to be gentle, introverted type, so this attention probably isn't helping. Great work, Fluttershy! Yeah, you got him! Good job. Others chime alongside you to assure her that the chase was well worth the effort. She lowers her wings from her face, but still looks as if she wants to sprint far, far away in a hurry. For any of you that are looking to care for your pets or to adopt a new member into your family, please schedule an appointment with Fluttershy or visit her at Ponyville's Animal Sanctuary. Oh, speaking of, would it be alright if the tourists stop by sometimes? Fluttershy is still a bit shaken, but seems almost like a living statue as she pauses at the mayor's question. She swallows hard. Sure. I'll be delighted to introduce you all to some of my animal friends. She clears a lump in her throat. But, there's still a few things I need to do first. I mean, it's just a picnic, and I have so much to do with the birds and... The mayor just laughs at Fluttershy, tries to explain everything away. It's quite alright, Fluttershy. The mayor looks back to the crowd with an enduring smile. All of our wonderful guests will surely see what an amazing way with animals you have soon. Fluttershy gives a small sigh of relief as she gives a small smile to the gathering groups of ponies. She seems to have calmed down. She looks gentle. You imagine that she must take care of all sorts of cute small animals, like bunnies, kittens, and puppies. The animal sanctuary might be a really fun place to visit, till you realize there was a bear! I'm positive everyone will be looking forward to meeting your incredible friends soon. In the meantime, I'm sure they'll be just as happy to listen to the beautiful birds you'll be bringing along the picnic. Thanks. Why does it still say Yellow Pegasus if it's already been saying Fluttershy? Fluttershy keeps her eyes down to the ground as she rounds up the small family of bunnies she was assisting. The father is holding his misbehaving son by the ear, carrying him alongside so that he doesn't run off again. I wonder what kind of animal she looks after. I bet they're all just adorable as her bunnies. The mother bunny purses her lips as if to say something, but instead of raising her brows at the tourist, she winks with a curious grin, then hops along behind Fluttershy. What's that supposed to mean? I say, you'll find out soon. Wank wonk. Yeah, cute animals, right? Wank wonk, wink wonk, wink wonk, wank, wink wank, wank, wank. Okay, every pony, for those of you who will be visiting our wonderful town for the next few days, please feel free to stop by the animal sanctuary. For now, let's continue on with our tour. The crowd of tourists once again clapped their hooves against the cobblestone path before happily trotting along with the mayor. As the tour resumes, a curious house comes into view. A large building looking as it was made of chocolate amongst a variety of other delectable sweets. Your mouth waters at just the sight of it. It looks like a great cake covered in frosting, unique amongst the surrounding houses, really standing out. The mayor leads the group straight towards it with a smile on her face. And this is the Sugar Cube Corner, home of Ponyville's most illustrious baker, the Cakes. We ran into their top assailant a little earlier too. Oh, I know this one! A familiar voice rings out from the crowd as a bubbly pink pony bounces out, giggling to herself. Ah, Pinkie Pie? From out of nowhere, the pink mare has appeared in the midst of the touring group. Hey, no fair! I was going to say that. Darn it, lucky guess. It's then that you witness the impossible. From her tail, Pinkie produces a large, glossy blue cannon with a flower printed on the wheel. Without even pulling a string, it fires over the crowd. Confettis and streamers fill the air. Some of it land in your muzzle, causes you to sneeze. Even without pulling the string, it fires to the crowd. Confettis and streamers are resistance. Okay. Welcome to Sugar Cube Corner, ponies. Woohoo! I mean, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Are you excited? Because I'm excited. Mr. and Mrs. Cake, they're here! Oh. The door to the bakery opens, allowing the burst of a scent of sweets and cakes to flow over everyone. Your salivary issues worsens as the proprietors stands and wave. Your salivary issues worsen as the proprietors stand and wave. The large yellow stallion looking at Pinkie Pie with a hint of nervous concern. Hello, Everpony. Tall boy. Why not just say Mr. Cake? Pinkie Pie said Mr. and Mrs. Cake. Mayor said this is the owner of Mr. and Mrs. Cake. Why do you have to call it Tall Boy? Same with Fluttershy. She mentioned Fluttershy's name and she's still called Yellow Pegasus. I'm Carrot Cake and this is my wife, Cupcake. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Woo! Go, Mr. Cake! Sell it! Sell it! Mr. Cake blushes and raising a hoof to cough to himself. And I'm sure you've all met our very talented helper, Pinkie Pie. Work hard at preparing for the picnic this afternoon, dears, but we've made some samples for everyone to enjoy while they're on the tour. Come on in. Oh, it's just Cupcake. I thought it was Pinkie Pie. Come on in for a moment and try some of our delicious treats. The crowd claps their hooves against the cobblestone as they cheer. Woohoo! Pinkie zooms past the cakes in a blur of color, startling the couple. They each share the same worried expression as they watch over her. They turn back to the crowd and smile, motioning inside. Right this way, there's plenty for every pony to try. Bouncing Tail leads you inside. Each pony's in front of you, all too eager to try those confections on offer. They're suffused with the smell of buttery baked goods. Spices tingles at your nose, hint of cinnamon, pumpkin, and an unmistakable sweet tinge of sugar all around. In short, Sugar Cube Corner is buzzing with activities. All of the ponies chit-chat as they mosey about sampling this or that. The number of different treats on the display is staggering. This is incredible. I would never have dreamt of... This is incredible. I would have never dreamed there'd be so much. And all for free! Now, what to try first? That's when you notice out of the corner of your eye the pink color of the energetic mare. Pinkie. You didn't even hear her approach, you startled. Oh, Pinkie, right?
Yup, that's me, the one and only.
Except for that one time. Pinkie stares off into space for a few seconds, the mare giving a twitch. Oh yeah, I forgot. There was an episode where there were many of her. Then all at once she comes back to herself.
You didn't forget about me already, did you?
No, I didn't. I don't think I could if I tried. Pinkie Pie grins at you, waggling her brows as she watches you squirm. Anyways, it's good to see you again soon after last time. The mare giggles with a flourish, reveals a special treat from her mane.
Here, try this one. It's special, just for you.
She offers you an elaborate-looking cupcake. It's covered in confetti. It's covered in confetti-shaped sprinkle, buttercream frosting, and swirled with a dollop of whipped cream. She plops a small candied cherry on the top to finish it up, though where she got the cherry is from any pony's guess.
Oh wow, thank you, Pinkie. It looks wonderful. Enjoy!
She leaves you alone for a moment, zipping across the store to help direct other ponies to variety of different treats. For a few moments you considered whether you should eat the cupcake or not. It's so beautiful and artistic. You just can't help it. And besides, you reason to yourself, what is art if it's not enjoyed? You mustered along your willpower to consider not eating it, but alas, the cupcake siren call cannot be resisted. With a flurry of motion, you unwrap the cupcake and devour it. Your body immediately jerks at the burst of the flavor. The flavor is out of this world. It's sugary, buttery, and the cream bathing in your tongue is delectable textures, smooth like silk. Oh, now I want a cupcake. Man, this game's making me hungry. That candied cherry adds a burst of tartness to the whole ordeal, really completing the experience. Man, I cannot read today. You lean forward to lick the wrapper. It has a message written at the bottom. Some cake crumbs obscure from the usage. You finish licking the wrapper to clear them away. Look behind you. Foreboding overcomes you. Oh! The ominous nature of a message sets off an alarm bell in your head as you turn, looking over your shoulder. You only have a moment to react when a blur of Pinkie Pie pounces you straight to the ground, wagging her tail like an excited puppy as she beams downwards.
Oof! Hi again! Well, how was it? Come on, don't leave me in suspense.
Pinkie.
Wow, it was delicious. It was so creamy, so buttery. I never had a cupcake like it before. Thanks. You're welcome. I made it just for you, remember?
Yeah?
Of course. And do you know why?
Save? So sorry for landing on me at a packeted platform. Because I'm moving in soon. Is it to apologize for smashing me into the platform earlier? Pinkie Pie pauses her enthusiasm for a moment. Her entire body perks as she stands atop you.
No. My sorry for landing on your chest cake is still in the oven, silly.
Oh gosh. Now I guess I have to bake another one, huh? It doesn't seem particularly sorry. Because I'm moving in soon? Let's see, it's because I'm going to...
Yep, it's because you're gonna be my newest neighbor.
The pink mare bounces away, then giggles. Then, the pink mare bounces away, then giggling gleefully. With a breath, you right yourself on the floor, watching after her. Pinkie pronks away from you, hopping into the table, startling several of the pastry lovers in the process. Her hoof races, she sucks in a breath. A harmonica with a what? A harmonica is pulled free from her mane, and her eyes brimming with delight as she blows in, finding a single note setting herself as her voice chimes musical. Well, Pinkie, not in this house. Mrs. Cake is seen rush from the front and her hoof cupping over the pink mare's mouth. Even as she's held, you can still see Pinkie Pie leaning to the left and right and muffled voice, rising and falling as though the throes of her song. Mrs. Cake furrows her brows as she struggles to keep the mare quiet. Don't worry, she's going to sing all over again when she catches you later. Every resident in Ponyville gets to hear it all the way through at least once. Pinkie bounces a little in her song, causing Mrs. Cake to gasp as she keeps hold of her. But not here! I just got the twins to lie down for a... You can hear the giggling and gaggling of foils from upstairs. Pinkie immediately stops her muffled song with a visible perk on her body. Her eyes grow starry at the sound of the foils. Mrs. Cake, let's go, Pinkie. Let's go. Mrs. Cake lets go of the hyperactive mare with a long, tired sigh.
Hey, they're awake. Can I go play with them?
Pinkie all but vibrates at excitement. Could you? That would be a lot of help. I can take over in the kitchen.
Oh, don't worry about the kitchen. I've got one of the best cooks in town on the job.
You hear a shriek from the direction of the kitchen. Ah! You gotta use 3 eggs in the recipe? Pinkie perks in the direction, shrugging with a smile.
Don't worry, Mrs. Cake. He's a fast learner. I promise.
Oh, Gummy. To your bewilderment, Mr. Cake enters the room with a small alligator clamped on his face. He sits down and tries to pry him off. The gator seems to have a pretty firm grip. Some bakers just can't handle critique. Mrs. Cake walks over to him and grabs the small creature by the tail, focused. Like operating the lock of pair pliers, she pushes his tail down and making him release his grip. She sets him down, letting him waddle away. There you go, honey. Oh, please excuse me, Mr. Paradomics. It was a pleasure meeting you, Mrs. Cake. Is this place always so lively? Likewise, and not always this bad, no. You should stop by sometimes when it's not quite so busy, dearie. Mrs. Cake moves back to the kitchen, helping her husband up as the little alligator waddles over to Pinkie. The pink mare flips the alligator up in her mane and she bounces with pent-up energy.
Come on, Gummy. We got some babies to play with.
Gummy, as he's called, chomps on Pinkie's tails as she zooms past all the onlooking ponies and heads upstairs. What a curious name for an alligator, Gummy. Get it? Because he has no teeth, all just gums. Gummy. Well, never a dull moment with that mare around. Alright, every pony, it's time to continue our tour. The mayor calls every pony over, smiling in a professional manner despite the chaos of the visit. If you didn't get to try everything during the visit, don't worry. There will be all of this and more at the picnic later this afternoon, I assure you. You savor the flavor of the treat you consume before heading towards the door with the rest of the group. Every pony seems to be in a really good mood. One mare lets you cut ahead of her and out of the door. After you. Thank you, miss. Oh, how random for a pony to just be nice. The mare counts the pony as they file out the door, giving you a smile as you pass by. Once every pony is gathered outside, she pauses. Wait. You seem to be missing some pony. One last pony came careening out of the bakery, her bags filled with treats. Her cheeks are puffed up with a couple of cookies she's munching on, crumbs sprinkling from her lips as she speaks. Wonderful! Let's continue our tour. Up next is the Castle of Friendship. Now I know many of you were looking forward to this, but let's try to keep calm, shall we? A couple of ponies cheer. They seem to be excited about going to Princess Twilight's castle, and you have to admit, so are you. Alright, so anyways, I'm gonna end the video there. In the next video, we're gonna meet Twilight Sparkle. Possibly already an Alicorn version of herself. I mean, they're using the movie version of the MLP, so I'm guessing it's gonna be Twilight Alicorn version. Anyways, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, smash the like button. Become a Packer today, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
When the light is running low and the shadows
That's not a picture.
grow, and the places that you know seem like fantasy.
I grow. Actually, like this. Let's keep my light on Hetty. It'll calm her down, but actually, it's just she just doesn't want the light to be on her face the entire time. Well, too bad, because this is what we're gonna be doing the entire time. Oh God!